on the side of our desk. Closed. Make sure they're closed, guys. Alright, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about parents and offspring. Raise your hand if you can tell me what offspring are. Annie, what's offspring? We talked about this week. We have parents and offspring. Okay, Gabriella, you think you can help her out? Okay, Noah. The babies. What did I say? You are your parents' babies. You're their offspring. Everybody say offspring.
Offspring.
Offspring are their young. So parents have offspring. Okay? I want to watch this quick video about the characteristics, similarities, and differences between parents and their babies or their offspring. Okay? So I want you to pay close attention. Let's see if it will have sound first. What are some characteristics that we see of this zebra? What do we see specifically on this zebra? We see black and white stripes on their fur. What else do they have? They have a tail. They have ears. What are zebras kind of look like horses, don't they? That's what I always thought. They always look like horses to me. But their most specific feature that we see on them is their black and white stripes.
Black and white fur, you're right. Good observation. What would chicken water? Wow. Zebras also have ears on top of their heads. Aren't you glad our ears aren't up there? Do you see anything else? Oh look, zebras have tails too. Boy, those characteristics sure are different from ours. But where do animals get these characteristics from? Well, they get them from their parents. Can you tell us who each animal baby belongs to? Look carefully so you can find traits that match.
Let's try and match the animal babies to their parents. Let's try and match the offspring to the parents. So this tiger, what do we notice about the tiger?
It has stripes.
It has stripes. What color is the tiger?
Orange and black.
Orange and black. Which one of these do you think is the tiger? Is it this one? What about this one?
Yes.
Yes. So that could be the parent of this baby cub tiger. All right, let's look at our next one. What are these animals?
Lions.
They're lions. So what's special about lions? What do we notice about them? What is it?
They don't have any stripes.
They don't have any stripes. Rayleigh, what do we notice about the male lion? What does he have on around his head? What's all of that? Fur. It's fur. That male lion has tons of fur on his head, but notice how the female lion doesn't. So let's try and find the offspring of that one. Do we think it's this one? We already said that this is a tiger cub. What about this one?
No.
Do we see spots on the tiger? Or the lion? No. So do we think it's this one?
Yes.
Yes, those are the parents. That could be the parents of these babies. That's their offspring. What animal is this?
Cheetah.
Cheetah. Remember, cheetahs are the fastest animals. What do we notice about the cheetah, Emma? Emma. I said Emma. It has dots. What color dots, Jackson?
Black.
They have black polka dotted dots. Do we think it could be this baby?
No. Yes.
It could be. Let's look at the next one. We know it's a tiger, right?
Yes.
Those look kind of similar though, but if we notice the cheetah has small black dots. Has small black dots. So I think it's probably this one. What about this one over here?
Zebra.
That's a cat. It's a big cat.
It's a ball.
It's a leopard. It's a leopard. You ever see leopard print? That's the last baby. That is the leopard's baby. So notice how they all have different characteristics or features that make them different from one another. But we can tell clearly which baby could be the parent. Which parent could be their parent. So we know that the tiger is orange with stripes. We know that the lion has no spots, but they have fur. So we know that that could be their babies. We know that the cheetah has what all over them? Has black spots. So we know it's probably this baby. So we can see the different characteristics. Characteristics are what we see. We can see color. We can see the patterns in their fur. We can see the polka dots or the stripes. Okay, so let's watch a little bit more of this video.
Let's start with that first cub over on the left. Well, the first cub belongs to a cheetah.
Okay, so we were right.
Some of the characteristics that are the same between parent and offspring. Both have a stripe on their face, blue and red, and small spots all over. How about this tiger cub? Did you guess that right?
Were we right?
Yeah.
You notice that a tiger has orange and white fur with black stripes. This baby sure got some cool characteristics from its parents. Now let's look at the next cub. Can you tell who this mom is? Well, that's the leopard. Notice how it has white spots all over its body.
He has bigger spots than the cheetah. The cheetah has tinier spots,
I
little
bet
small
you can
spots.
get this next cub right. These lions have shared the same fur color as their parents. This color helps it hide in the grasslands. What a cool characteristic to have. But what about people?
Okay, I'm going to pause right there.
Well, we get to
Do you think that people, that you and your parents can show the same characteristics? You can, but you'll notice that you're a little bit different from your parents. You're a lot smaller, and you might not look exactly like your mom and dad, but you might have certain characteristics like them. Like you might have the same hair color, you might have the same eye color, maybe the same face shape. So you'll notice different things like that. So I'm going to pause this. What I want you to do now is I want you to get out your science book. And I already put a post-it note in your book. So you should see the page where it has the monkeys, the orangutans. Remember to be quiet. Just stay on that page, please. Okay, you should be on the page with the post-it note. It's already in there for you. Okay, guys, keep that post-it note inside of your book just so you know where to stay, because I don't want you to lose that spot. There you go. Turn right to the note. Okay, keep those inside of your book for me. So you don't have to go through each page, okay? So we're going to be on the page with the orangutans. They are a monkey. Remember to raise your hand if you have something you want to share. Real quick, hands down. I want us to look and read. Put your pointer finger on the first sentence. I need everybody's pointer fingers ready. Okay, the title of this is Alike and Different. Young plants and animals look like their parents in some ways. Just like in the video, we noticed that the tiger cub looked pretty much like his mom. How did he look like his mom again, Matthew? How did the tiger look like his mom?
Because the cub was the tiger's baby.
Okay, what was special about it? What did we notice on the tiger cub?
Black stripes and orange.
He had black stripes and orange fur just like his mom or his dad. So we are kind of similar to your parents. You could be similar to your parents, but you're a little bit different, right, Mark? Okay. They look different in other ways. Okay. I need you to follow along with me. So compare these two animals. Right here it gives us the definition of the word compare. If you'll remember yesterday we wrote on a Venn diagram that told us to compare and contrast the difference between the plant life cycle and the animal life cycle. So let's read what the definition of compare is. It's to compare is to tell two things are alike. So when you're comparing, you are doing what, Xander?
I don't know.
What are you doing, Briggs? The same. I want to see how they look the same. So to compare, I want to look how they are alike. Okay? So compare means alike. I want you to grab your pencil. I want you to grab your pencil, please. Underline the word alike in your book. Alike. So compare means alike. I want you to look at what they have in common. The same. Did you do that, Senator? On our next sentence, it says contrast the two animals. So to contrast, circle that highlighted word contrast. To contrast is to tell two things are different. Underline different. Okay, so when we are contrasting two different things, I want to look at how they are different. When we compare, we're looking for how they are alike or the same, right, Ellie? We want to see how they are alike or same when we compare. When we contrast, we want to see how they are different. We want to see how they are different, Xander. All right, so in your book, you see the picture of the orangutans. What is different about these two orangutans? What do we see that's different?
One is one.
Okay, raise your hand, please. Tegan?
One is small.
Okay, one is small. I see that the baby is small. Jacob, what else do we notice? What's different about them? Yeah, remember the young is called Offspring. That is her offspring. Matthew, what do you see?
One is bottom, one is not.
What's on the bottom, what's not? I want to look at what their characteristics are. Remember, I want to see their color. I want to see their shape. I want to see that. What color are they? They're kind of an orange-brown color, right? So that could be how they are alike. Jackson, what do you see?
They both have, one has more than the other.
More what?
They both have more of the fur than the other.
Oh my gosh. Did y'all hear Jackson?
But
He said that the big orangutan, which might be the mama orangutan, has more fur than the baby orangutan. Do you see how that's different? So remember, when we contrast, we're looking at how they are different. All right, let's compare the two. What do we do when we compare? We want to look to see how they are alike. So how are these two orangutans alike? Mark? Okay, that's how they're different, but I want to see how they're the same. I want to see how they're the same, Charles. They have the same hair. They have the same fur. I like that. What am I called on? Let's see. Ellie, what do you notice?
They both have mouths.
Both have mouths, yeah. Do they have the same shape?
Mm-hmm.
They have the same shape. What about their eyes? Are their eyes the same?
Yeah.
They are. So you'll notice that the big difference that we see between the two is that the baby is smaller, right? And the mama is bigger. And she also has more fur on her. So that's how we can tell how they are different, how we compare and contrast the two. Okay, so hands down, don't worry. I'm going to pass out a little booklet that looks just like this. And I want you to turn to the first page in this booklet where it says vocabulary. I want you to turn to that first page once I hand it to you. But make sure at the top you put your name. Make sure to write your name on the top of the cover of the booklet. I need your hands on your desk, please. Keep your books open because you're going to look back in your book for some of the answers. So make sure you have your name at the bottom, then turn to the front page. What you're going to do is you're going to use your textbook. You're going to stay on this page with the orangutans, and I want you to write down the definition. I want you to tell me what compare means. Remember, we circled the word compare. What did compare mean, Jacob? It's the same thing. In other words, it means it's alike. So we're going to put same or alike. Maybe give y'all a minute to copy this down. So compare means to see how they're the same or the like, or alike, sorry. Put it right next to the, right there. Compare means same or alike. finished with that. Hands on your head once you're finished, so I know we can move on. Charles, you finished? Okay, hand on your head so I know. Sandra, did you finish? Alright. Our next one we're going to define is the word contrast. So remember, that was another word that we circled in our textbook. Contrast means what, Matthew? Different. We're going to look at how two things are different. Contrast, you're looking at two different things and seeing how they are different from one another. Once you've written that down, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a picture of what you know. You're going to draw a picture of how the definition of compare, and then you're going to draw a definition of the word contrast. So you can draw a picture of something that's alike. You can draw a picture of two things that are alike in this first box. In your next box, you can draw a picture of two things that might be different. Remember, compare is alike, how they are the same. Contrast is different. So you can draw a picture of two things that are alike in the first box. And then in your next box, you're going to draw a picture of two things that might be different from one another. Draw a picture of two things that might be the same. You can use these as an example. You can use some of these as an example. You can draw two of those test tubes as the same. You can draw these two as different. Place your hand on your head once you're finished. Counter, I'm coming around, I'm picking these up. Keep your post-it note inside of your book. Here, go ahead, close your science books.